So hello everyone. Today is the pitches. Before going through the pitches of all the teams of this hackathon, I wanted to give the judges some overview of what the event looked like over the past 2 days, the past 38 hours. So it all started here. Everyone was not aware of what was going to happen. They heard Hack for Good. They signed up for it. But yeah, they came in here without any idea what's going to happen. So, and then these guys showed up, Ruben from Geeklist, and also Serge, and they were, introducing them to Hack for Good, and they gave them some initial information. So then we made a big world map on the back of the room, and there the challenges were posted all over the world, and all the hackers, developers, designers were there to share ideas on these challenges. And at some point, well, they put down their ideas, considered squirrels, of course, and that kind of thing. And at some point, they came together and they found each other. Started hacking and then we also had loads of mentors then, and they helped these teams through this struggle to get to like the prototype they're at now. And yes, then also Red Bull came to give them some extra energy during the event, because it's 48 hours, very long, and yeah, you need some extra energy to get through them. So last night, people were stressing out already a little bit about their prototype. Is it gonna be there in time? Oh, and we also have to do the pitch. So they were really stressed out. But we're now here, pitches. And I think everyone of all the teams is ready for the pitches. So I want to introduce the jury. Are you okay if you introduce yourself with one line after introducing me? So we have Ruth from Rockstar. Could you say one line something about yourself?
Well, you just said one line. I'm Ruth from Rockstar. Yeah. In Rockstar, I'm involved in the Smart Energy Accelerator. And besides that, also the Green Challenge program. Last Thursday, the Green Challenge Awards were there, and I was one of the pitch trainers. But I'm trying to look past your pitches, so don't worry about that too much. It's more about the content.
And then we have Joost from Accenture.
Yeah, hi, my name is Joost Wigman. I'm responsible for sustainability services at Accenture in Benelux. Towards our clients, but also I'm involved in the Accenture Innovation Awards, which takes place every time this year. And, well, they have an audience of 1,000 people, so that's one I might get a free ticket on Wednesday.
And last but not least, Elmar Weber from Coupenia.
I'm CTO and co-founder of Coupenia. We're a startup here at Rockstar, through accelerators, so I did a lot of pitching on Coupenia, a lot of pitches, and also seen a lot of project hackathons, because I did also a few forward to where it's going today.
Okay, thank you for introducing yourself. Well, today I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on how the pitching is going to go. So the teams have 3 minutes to pitch, then they have 2 minutes of optional demonstration, and then after the audience can ask for 2 minutes questions, and afterwards the jury can shoot at them. Daria will keep track of all the time. She will also show up like 30 seconds left, and in this way we make sure that the teams are in time. So I would like to introduce you to the first team, Earth Issue Tracker, and please come forward. Okay. Moet je dat doen? Kan dat iets? Oh, ja, ik maak het niet. Maar die heeft geen slides.
Nee, we hebben geen slides bij.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, did you ever think you wanted to make a change in this world, but you don't know how, or you don't know how to do this? That's how we came up with the Earth Issue Tracker. The idea is that you have a large problem like climate change or deforestation, and that you want to, that we can break it down to something very small, local, like Amsterdam. So that tonight you can react to it, you can do something. So how will we do this? Everyone, like you or your neighbor or an NGO, an activist, can add an issue. The issues, they will be, you can break down the issues into smaller parts. So that means that we can all react on a larger issue and make it smaller, so that the issue becomes more understandable, easier to do something, to act on, that we can all participate in a small way, for example here in Amsterdam, on this issue. The power of this idea is that the issues and the breakdowns, that will make the big difference. The issues are rated on popularity, and in the end the idea is that you as a person can act now at this moment. So I want to give the...
Yeah, I'll give a demonstration. Can you switch the screen? The screen sharing.
Screen sharing.
Does it work now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is our main page of the Earth Issue Tracker. And if you scroll down, you first see the Earth issues, like the main issues of the website. And if you scroll down even further, you can filter it out. You can filter what sort of help you want to give, and in what kind of area, in what kind of Earth issue you want to tackle, and for how long, how much time.
The idea is also that at the beginning, when you enter, you will be localized, so it will be seen that you're in Amsterdam, and that either way, the really popular projects will be seen. You will see them right away. If you think, okay, these are most popular, I will just join one of these. Or if you want to make it more personal, you can get, like if you want to say, I would get an action, or I just want to donate.
Okay, and if you go to the Discover tab, you'll just see the most popular items right now and also the largest topics. So, for example, one is about climate change, and the other one is about money, and the other one is about planting trees. These are the main topics. So if you click on one, I'll just click on the one about leaving spiders alone. You'll just see a small picture about a spider, a description, a title, and you'll also see some statistics here. The first one are the stars, which is a way of upvoting. So I can click on the star here if I like this topic, and you'll see that if the amount of stars will go one higher. And the next statistic is the amount of breakdowns. So if I'll just scroll a bit more down on the page, you'll see the most popular breakdowns.
Okay.
And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. So, questions from the audience? Stein.
So, how are the breakdowns take place? I mean, clean the ocean. Who will do the breakdown?
So, for example, an NGO would post this problem, and then maybe I'm a concerned citizen, and I think, oh, I would love to do something about the oceans, but it's so huge. Maybe in Amsterdam we can create an event on movies and show a movie in a small way, tell the story, for example. That could be a breakdown.
You rely on the crowd to do that.
Yeah, or the crowd, or even a local NGO. Another NGO could say, okay, tonight we have this, or tomorrow we will do a protest on this subject. We post it here, and people can join.
As we break down and break down again,
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah.
And your classmates then understand this kind of piece of here, and they can get involved.
So that, for example, in the end, if I would have kids, even my kids could make a breakdown to organize a fundraiser in their own class, for example. So you can break it down as low as you want and make it as local as and as small as you want.
Now, no, because we're 2 minutes already, sure. So you can go afterwards talk with the teams. I would like to give the floor now to the judges.
Well, talking about breakdowns, how do you know from left to end? Like you typically a little bit into thing that you did yourself, but like do you also have a flow like where it's easy for him or her to just see what kind of action he can do right away instead of having to do all the action.
Yeah, and that's the location part. You can just if it in the end on the homepage, the homepage would recognize where you are, and it would also show you some breakdowns in your area. So yeah. So if someone else, if someone else already organized something in your area, you can just go to that page and start and participate in it.
How do you get people to jump in, or how do you get them involved in this thing? On one hand, and on the other hand, how do you keep people?
Yeah, this is our group, so this is part. Is there also? Yeah. Okay.
But the idea is that the people can teach the problem, the issue. So the better they teach it, the more content they add, videos, music, and so on, the more you get popularity and you can reshare that outside. So you could have duplicated between issues and solution twice, 3 times, but the best pitch gets more attention. So that's how we get people in.
And we are also talking on the social script. So we have two share button. People can share a post on Facebook saying, I did that. And we are hoping that with the more people we have, the more share we have, and yeah, if myself, for example, if I have 10 friends who did something for us, even if I'm not really interested, I will try to do it. And yeah, with seeing the icing of the challenge, and people are doing it without even knowing why. Yeah. And we are counting on these people, because even if they are not involved, they are at least spreading it. That's the idea.
Yeah.
How do you make people getting it for success start from the top, then break it down? So students and NGOs have been only use the carbon footprint. In the local people, the main participants are starting coming from the bottom, but they have to already have a structure in place, right? Because the NGO sets to global level, but there's nothing in Amsterdam. So how do you get to Amsterdam and perform actually drives it and stuff? The initial breakdown already by default. Or
Yeah, the idea is that the breakdown starts with the NGO, for example.
Greenpeace.
Yeah, and they are also in Amsterdam. And if Greenpeace Netherlands would post this, they would post it on Netherlands. So the idea is that you really, when you post it, you post your location also with it.
the global challenge only can get local if the NGO also does.
Yeah, yeah.
Global
So
challenge.
they could make
No,
it global, but they have to put it like in certain cities.
But Greenpeace could also organize a global action where someone in the Netherlands could, well, for example, if you're an organizer and you've got lots of free time, you can just organize something that applies to the whole of the Netherlands. So yeah, a big action, a television action, for example. So it could be anything, and it could be at any location. It could be regionally, it could be local, but it could also be in a whole country.
But the structure of the matter, how it goes down. You start from global and then you end up by suggesting Utrecht in the list of global, and you get a lot of attention. That doesn't matter because it doesn't matter what the division between items, but the people make their case for all people.
And how do you fund this? I mean, who's going to pay at the end the server to the maintenance?
Yeah.
We already have some interest on individuals, and technically speaking, this is not impossible. I mean, if you look at Wikipedia, they are working for people with Geeklist, is more, that's weird. And sustainable projects. Of course, we need to have results, but we are with help with NGOs. Any interest with cloud computing right now, the infrastructure costs are not so high. No. And
it's more the maintenance,
the maintenance,
instead of keeping the basic today, getting rid of all stuff.
you are absolutely correct. And the more use involved you have, and the more moderate you have. And yeah, we are talking a lot. So it's true that some we'll have some features that are not really consistent, some are completely out of project, some are dangerous. And, even in our team, we want to hit some people, no? But but yeah, we are talking a lot on this social. Okay.
We have to.
Okay. We heard the one.
So next thing. Coffee. Yeah. Where's your laptop? No. We have some time. Can you?
Yeah.
Coffee or tea? Coffee or tea? So the next one is coffee or tea.
Hi, we're Team Coffee or Tea. I'm Minha, and in our team are Chan, and Peter. And we're trying to solve a huge problem that we experience every day without you even knowing it. Did you know that to bring 1 cup of coffee to you is 150 liters of water, which is equal to about 3 showers? And the supply chain of coffee and tea making and consumption is actually not good for the environment at all. But we're not asking you to stop drinking coffee or tea because that's not going to happen. We're trying to have you think about what you're trying to do and to have you choose the lesser of the evils. So to restate, the problem is that there is an unsustainable coffee and tea production and consumption by everybody. And the solution we provide is gamifying it with social engagement so that you can learn more and to spread awareness. The user flow of our app that will lead to a campaign starts with you, the user, who will log in, add a friend, and select coffee or tea. And so you invite a friend on Twitter for coffee or tea, and when you meet, you take a selfie of you consuming coffee or tea wherever, and to have the hashtag coffee, and you send that to Twitter via our app, and that will put you into points in the ranking system of our dashboard that you can engage with daily. And of course, the cycle continues on. So this is our pick-up product menu. We currently have 4 different types of coffee, and we want to add more different types of products and companies as we get to know our partners better. And our goal is for you as a user, as a coffee or tea drinker, to spread awareness, to start a campaign so that everybody can be involved. Currently, our progress has resulted in an app that's a prototype. So our next step involves further B2B competition in which we introduce more brands, more eco-friendly products from those brands, and for B2C awareness in-app product awareness to the consumers. And of course, the most important part is the C2C engagement model in which you challenge your friends to think a little before about what kind of coffee, what kind of tea you're drinking, and what kind of effect it has on the entire world. So please contact us for coffee or tea and stay in touch, and you can subscribe to our mailing list here. And feel free to tweet us at our Twitter handles at the bottom. And now we have for you our product demonstration. So this is our start screen, coffee or tea, and you can connect with Twitter. And it connects you, and it brings you to your dashboard. Addiction level of how many points have you accumulated. Withdrawal, how many people have you invited, have engaged with you. And brewing friends, how many people have not yet engaged with you to make that connection. It shows you as a dashboard, and you can taste your emission. You can invite more friends. You can choose a friend. For example, my teammate Peter is one of those. Here he is. You add a friend, and you pick more friends if you want, or pick a beverage. Coffee or tea? We'll go with coffee just because it's my personal preference. And you pick a product, and the scores are available to you. The highest being most eco-friendly to the least. So you pick Starbucks Cafe Estima blend, for example. And so I dare Peter Zonneville to buy Starbucks Cafe Estima blend with hashtag dare to change or coffee or tea. And we have to prove it with a picture. So we dare. And there's a Twitter account.
Well.
And there you go. You get additional points of your addiction level.
And you get a tweet.
And you get a tweet. There you go, proving to the world that you are engaged in this campaign. Thanks a lot, and I welcome your questions and comments.
Okay, so the audience, any questions?
Well, we look at the supply chain cycle. For example, if it's roasted locally, that is slightly better for you. Also, if we know that the coffee is like instant coffee, then it's bottom of the supply chain. But what we found out that this is pretty subjective, depending on the research. So what this also shows is an awareness for further research for standardization of how we want to look at the supply chain of coffee and tea production and consumption.
Any other questions? I have time for one other question in the audience. Okay, then I will like to give the floor to the judges.
Yeah, how do the one who's dared at the end influence? Because
So,
you get a Twitter thing like, I dare you, with picture, and then.
have you heard about the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
Yeah.
So you challenge the person who's been challenged, you accept it, and then you gotta get in the ad, and then you have to invite somebody else for coffee or tea. So think about it as an all-across social platform that we're introducing, mature social network, not just Tinder for dating, not just LinkedIn for networking, but you can get coffee or tea for any purpose through Twitter via our app. So we want to create daily actions that you're gonna passively make a change in.
How's that change going to work then? Because I'm there to enter the app, and then.
You get an awareness score of like how much you are influencing the supply chain of coffee and tea. So the higher points you have, actually, it's slightly black humor because that means that you've consumed a lot of coffee that is not necessarily good for the environment. So you're aware of that you need to kind of have more of a change.
It's part of the thing we did.
Right. So that's the first step of the awareness campaign. And the second step is inviting coffee producers and just blenders and local companies to present their products in our app to show that, our eco-friendly products are available here for you. And if you come to our place, you can get a coffee and you can take a picture and prove to it. So we are also supporting the local businesses at the same time because we think of it as a horizontal social network that influences all of the global issues. Supply chain and also the need for a sustainable business in a local market.
If I get challenged, do I encourage you to download the app and link it, and I already start?
Well, it's also available on the web, so you've been accepted. So you can also challenge somebody else by logging with Twitter. If you have to have Twitter, that's the only constraint. And then you challenge somebody else. And of course, you can go back and have the coffee with somebody who challenged you.
So why would I do it more than once? Just are you challenged more than once?
Yeah, you're challenged more than once, and I'm guessing that maybe you drink coffee or tea every day, maybe you don't. But if you're gonna be drinking coffee or tea every day, might as well ask somebody else to do it. It's a social event. We think that actions that will change the world really have to be social. So we're asking you to make a difference together with somebody you know.
How would this scale on a global level? Like for a lot of local coffee and source community as well, you have like a multiple task to actually get all those different.
Well, that's why we're asking the partners to contact us if they want to be in the app. You have to also let us know that you are part of this movement. So again, and it's B2B competition. You got to be in the competition earlier so that other people who are using the app will get to know your products better. And so by that, you will be raising B2C awareness so that people can connect with each other for C2C. So that's how it scales.
And what do you need for the next step?
Well, we want a network of local coffee producers who are trying to also have an ethical supply chain for coffee. The best thing, of course, is if we just stop producing coffee or tea. But we know that's not going to happen. So we're going to ask partners to contact us and have us be added so that we need, of course, like the technical server costs as well, but a marketing model that is scalable so that we're not biased to introducing one brand over the other. So that's the business connection that we need.
What would you like to have sort of now or next week to make this a success?
Well, we have to make sure that our app works, functions well, and we want to make it into a mobile version that is fit for all devices.
Technical stuff?
Right, and then we want all the brands that are involved in this supply chain to contact us, or we contact them. So we need a network of people, and that's what's most important for us.
But then you believe that the good ones will join you, because if I'm lowest on the score, why would I join?
Well, that's the whole disruption model, right? Starbucks is not necessarily that great, and we're not saying Starbucks is bad. They treat their employees actually pretty well. I do know that. But that's not the only reason why we prefer one brand over the other. And we want to introduce less known but ethical and eco-friendly coffee and tea makers to join us.
But it's quite difficult to go about the whole footprint. For example, instant coffee is now below, so it's easy to recycle their coffee waste, which is a very high CO2, so you can get it back. So.
Right, so actually because of that, we have this model that shows you that coffee and tea, depending on what organization you ask, the ranking system is different. So we also want to introduce a standardization of how we think what should be eco-friendly, what should be the ranking for being ethical. So this is something that we will work on as a research project on top of having that.
Does it get the impact you want to have, or does it make only a specification? Because if you think about circular economy, we are in a learning loop all the time.
Right, so you're right, you're definitely right. And I think that's what we're providing the awareness of, and to have people kind of judge this is should Starbucks be at the top? Should Nescafe be at the top? It doesn't depend on the product. What kind of ranking system would it be if a new product entered the market? So we want the consumers to be really aware of what they're consuming and to question what they are drinking every day. So they're adding to the ranking system as well.
Cool, thank you. Give them a applause. You ready? It's not showing you right.
Who are we getting?
Who are you? You are from...
So the next one, so the next team is Palm Detective. Good. Yeah, perfect. So, hi everybody, we're Team Palm Detective.
we've taken up the challenge to help stop the problem of spreading oil palm plantations. As you can see in this image, rainforests are being replaced with oil palm plantations. And this is a big problem for the world. 10 to 50% of the greenhouse gases come from deforestation. And of course, there's a lot of biodiversity loss with this destruction of the rainforest. To tackle this, there are many activists and also governments involved, but they have a hard time to keep track of where this is actually happening and how fast it is. So we have this idea for a semi-automated system which can track change of oil palm plantations in rainforests. It starts with an automatic classification of satellite images. These are classified in palm, forest, or another category. We stitch them back together in a map and do some automatic corrections on them. As you can see, this one is nearly off and surrounded with others, and this algorithm automatically corrects for this problem. But then again, there's still going to be a lot of errors, and we need you, the people, the crowd, to fix these remaining errors. And this is a good thing, because you can nicely look at the map. You know, you like to look at Google Earth, Google Maps, zoom in, get an idea of how these places look like, so this should be fun. And it's also a good thing because we can use this output of your corrections as input for the program, and it will improve from your corrections, resulting in, again, better classification. So what's the progress during this weekend, during this hackathon? We already have a working system which correctly classifies images in 66% of the cases. And this could be used by the activists to get an idea of where things are happening. But it's not perfect, as I said. So we need you to help improve the system in order for us to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions and help these guys who live in the rainforest. So what are the next steps? Obviously, we need to improve and can improve on the algorithms. We use a very basic one right now because we had a little time, but there's advanced algorithms which definitely improve. We need to pressure satellite image providers because right now it's hard to get high quality satellite images. And through activists, through the system, we could say, hey, if you give this to us, we can do important stuff, and we would like you to help us. There's information about which plantations are illegal. We can overlay them, or which ones are legal, so you know which ones are illegal, and you clearly see what's happening. And in the end, we might apply this to other crops instead of palm or palm plantations, so we can detect these as well. So, thank you. So we have a small demo, which is not this, this one. Right here, I will classify a few hundred images and in palm, forest, and oil. You see it running. This is the first one. You see it's quite hard because they're not high quality pictures, but if you look at it from a distance, you do see that it's palms. You can see some of the leaves over here. It's predicted palm, and it should have been a palm, so this one was correct. This one was not correct, it was a forest, and we classified it as palm. I'll just show you a few so you get an idea. This is an interesting one. These are probably houses, and it falls in the other category. It was correct. This one is again not correct. Well, you get the idea. Then there's another image which I want to share with you. So this is the input, and breaking up into these small patches which you've just seen are classified into palm versus the other. And for example, this is a weird one. You definitely see this should be forest. It's classified as other, and over here our algorithm removes this part, so it optimizes the results.
I think you choose red for forest.
Yeah, time pressure. So that's it. Thank you. Questions from the audience?
Yeah. How are you going to get people active in browsing through satellite images?
Good question. I mean, I think there's people actually want to help. There's many crowdsourced platforms where people free of interest just go and help, like Sooniverse, and they start classifying these images. And I think those systems are even less interesting than our system because there, for example, you see like images of stars, which are really dull at the moment. But with our system, you will see actual satellite images in high quality. And this is always interesting to look at. People can, for hours, look at Google Maps or Google Earth and right now, while we're looking at it, exploring the Earth, they can also help us change the destruction of these rainforests.
If you take a look at the Geeklist,
What did they do?
in Argentina, they made a game with also the Amazon, and they do actually the same. Because the idea is also that they use the satellite, they make a game out of it, so crowdsource people putting in these images.
Yeah, that sounds real good.
It's really like they're looking also for help to get.
Yeah, it sounds really good, and I'm not sure if they do automatic classification as well.
I don't know how exactly, but I know that.
So this would definitely be something.
This is an existing game.
Yeah, great.
So,
Can I do one more question?
yeah, sure.
One more.
How do you get people that are actually creating the palm organization out to go and hold the products to these the areas where they do have palm oils with like.
That's a good question. I'm not sure how fast the internet connection is. I think I don't know. I didn't think about people abusing persistently. Well, of course, no. Sorry, we did think about this. It's in the sense that we got the output of the algorithm, so that has some value. If it's totally different than the algorithm always from this user, then we're like, okay, maybe he's changing the system. And also, you just use the output of multiple users. So if 10 people say it's this and one guy says it's something else, then you can filter out this. So yeah.
So and now I would like to give the floor to the judges.
Well, what you often see that it's a person that's doing the forest already for a long time and then slowly expanding. Are you able to do it that precise with your tool, you think?
Yes, I think so. So this is also a next step. We can, if we get images like every 10 days or every month, we can classify all these areas, and it will say, is it a forest or did it become something else, like a field, which is also something we could add. And then it's also, this is an important change. If the rainforest is cut down into a field, and then if it starts to become a palm oil plantation, then this will be picked up as well. Yeah, it should definitely work over time.
What is tried first here in South Limburg with the hand companies? Once there, then you can.
Well, if we get the images, I'd be able to do it.
Have you used like how to move to other kind of protection? So not palm oil, because for in other countries on other areas it's the same problem. But this kind of
with soybeans, for example. Yeah, so it's basically a scalable system. As long as we have input of images showing these soybeans, we can ask some people to say, look, these are good examples of soybeans, and the system will learn from this. And yeah, so as long as I think the new plants aren't like exactly the same as rainforest, then we can definitely detect.
I think it's initial training.
It's really fast. How fast it was?
Yeah, because it's very experts in technical pictures, so
yeah,
can't come back in.
Yeah, well, actually, Mark did a lot of it, and actually, Kenya, Levi from Kenya, we asked him, and he classified several hundreds of images, and he did this in an afternoon. They both did it, and we got thousands of labels of images, and this just makes the system possible already. So yeah, the more time you put in it, the better it gets.
It's also quite easy to correct it.
Well, for the initial training, we ask experts or people we know, we trust, and so this doesn't need to take a lot of time. Just an afternoon or maybe a week, and you get a high quality classifier out of it. And this will then slowly be improved using the crowd.
That's good. We could do too. Why isn't it not here yet?
Well, so the problem for us right now also is to get these high quality satellite images. So we crawled them, scraped them from Google Maps, which they don't like. So we got 10,000 and they kicked us out. But yeah, so it's hard to actually get these images. So there's not many people working on it because they don't have the data.
And now really strict on the OLO accounts, and just particularly works with Microsoft. Also, 2 years ago we were working on something like this is
Yeah.
the rainforest came from.
Yeah. But I think I would guess that the government of Brazil has the biggest value to do something.
Yeah.
Why don't they have something like this?
I'm not sure if that's
Because we're innovative.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's new, serious. There's a professor out who gave the challenge, Sergey, from England, and he works also in Amsterdam, and he's in the field already, and he asked us to do it, or not us, but X Group, and we did it.
Yeah.
Would you be running, because you mentioned like weekly or monthly update on these images? Because there's like large area, having a lot of image nodes with a lot of power, so you have a lot of money in infrastructure to do this continuously. Is there actually money for this, or is that a big problem?
If you would scale it to like images of all rainforests, I mean, I'm not sure if it would be. I mean, this is quite a fast system. It processes already hundreds of images in a few seconds. Yeah, we didn't do the calculation, but I think with a few high-end servers, this would definitely be possible, and also with the improvement of our classification algorithms, they can go much faster as well.
Very cool opportunity for Amazon and Google to work together.
Thank you. Applause. So the last team up is Hack. No, start agree.
And go over
Ga je even met presenteren?
Ready. Okay. Start agree. The tool to build general consensus through social media voting. If we agree today, we can change our world for good. Okay, international climate negotiations are very complex. And I would like to ask you, do you feel engaged and represented by them? Harvard has found a principle where successful negotiations can be achieved by enlarging the pie and adding extra factors to the table. Combining this with hacking, we come with start agree. So we can expand the scope of global issues with a factor of 1 million. We use the crowd creativity and the data intelligence and data mining skills of the people from the crowd to create a path to increased consensus. Here we show an example. People should be rewarded if they plant trees. Quite a lot of people do agree to this, and a few don't. And then there's another factor where make water for showering more expensive. And then we can find a correlation here that actually people that want to get rewarded for planting trees come from the village. And people from the city don't have trees, so they don't agree with it. They found a connection here and see that people from the village like to take longer showers, so they don't vote there. We connect the two, and then a new proposal is made where more agreement can be found. And this is something which is not obvious yet. So, reward for planting trees and showering short. And then consensus can be found. This is just one example, but imagine if the world participated in the global climate debate. So what we have is a 100% Twitter-based voting system with an open API from the very start. Twitter did it at the beginning, And we also want to open up our data for anyone to use, so they can put in their creativity and data mining skills to use to the full extent. We want to give global access to text messaging as well, so that rural areas in Africa can be involved as well. They get a weekly vote from their region and they can participate. And the prototype is working now, and we'll show that in a second. So, Start Agree, the tool to build general consensus through social media voting. If we agree today, we can change our world for good. Show what we have built.
Yeah. Right, maybe everyone can get his phone or laptop with him and access Twitter. You can use it for the demo. So what I did just 45 minutes ago, I posted on Twitter this sentence: Start Agree, make a difference. Start Agree can make a difference to climate change. So if you post anything on Twitter with this format, which starts with a Start Agree hashtag, and then a hashtag with the topic of your choice, and then some text, it's going to be automatically created, a vote is automatically created in our system. And everyone on the whole world who's tweeting the thing above that, Start Agree, make a difference. Kay Bonenkamp was the one who initiated the vote. And then hashtag agree or disagree can participate in the poll. So I would like to ask you to tweet Start Agree, make a difference, Kay Bonenkamp, and then you can agree or disagree with the poll I've made. Do you think this product can help us change the way climate is changing? Oh, right. Yeah, everyone has it? Then I go. Yeah. Yeah. Thinking about ways to make this more flexible, more quick, flexible. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, you can retweet it as well. Yeah. Yeah. And on our website, startagree.com. Someone changed the format a bit. Yeah. Not everyone is using hashtag agree or disagree, so it's making new votes because it doesn't recognize it as a vote, but as a new poll. We see that 7 people correctly voted, and they all voted for yes. So thank you for that.
Questions from the audience? Go ahead.
Yes, you started the pitch with negotiations of complex. How is this tool going to make it less complex?
Because anyone can come up with a vote, and it's shared with friends, and they simply agree or disagree. And the idea behind it is that the polls will be refined if there's not enough consensus with it. So through iterations, you will find statements which have very good consensus. And those can then be used by policymakers to their advantage. And also all the data, the replies, everything.
How are you going to make sure this is smooth and then not going to make the decision for the policymaker more complex?
It is at least a way so they can see what the people want, so they can at least explain their reasoning, including that of the people. So there will be ways, and currently they already use social media to involve in their policy making. Any other questions? Yes?
There is a presentation first, and there is the poll, there's also the correlation between the results and the environment of the people voting, right? And how using Twitter do you know the environment information about people? I mean, how can you know if people are from Brazil or from Tunisia? Do you know if they are from suburbs or from town?
Yeah, we use the data they have put into Twitter for the location. And we use that in our database to see where they're from.
The data is quite rich, so you can also see how many followers they have, so you can also maybe compute how impactful people are that are voting. So you can get a lot of nice statistics to see this.
Now I would like to get short perspective.
I would go, let's assume the best case, I think it's used for the next UN conference to actually drive these decisions. Now to prevent like fraud, then it's very easy to just create random accounts about Twitter users or even fake locations to get like different votes for different countries.
We hope that with large quantities that is quite well filtered, but we don't want to filter too much. That we can build upon that, but we hope that that by people disagreeing on fraudulently statements, that will be filtered out. But yeah, you can never be fully sure, but at least because you use your Twitter account, you have sort of a profile with some some status. So you also don't want to use it badly, because you also show it to your friend.
For example, you could also analyze what people have been voting in the past. So if it's just a fake account, then probably they don't have a lot of followers and they have been only messing up with votes. So you can kind of predict if it's a true person or not.
Yeah.
So, and we leave the data to the whole crowd. So we invite everyone to apply smart algorithms to find fraud.
So what would you need to use it in Paris next year?
We should first check if our code is not buggy, and make it more secure. But the basic functionality is working already, so not so much is needed.
In Paris, it's already quite close. How are you going to reach out to the whole world with tweets and SMS?
Some of the mentors gave us a list of people he suggested that are maybe willing to cooperate, and yeah, we want to tweet them and explain the concept, make a movie of what we presented today to explain it better, and just ask them if they want to start votes.
Yeah.
The good thing is, when they make a poll, it's automatically shared with all their followers. So
yeah.
I have one problem with it. Nowadays, like, politics is getting more and more high. It's all about short one-liners. Don't you stimulate them? Because like when you think about the tree, you think about planting trees in front of the house, and likely that if you say that you plant trees somewhere that will involve forests, that is much more people.
Yeah.
So those kind of things.
Yes, you will stimulate it, but you will also make very sharp statements, and you will disagree when you feel like it's not, it doesn't connect to you.
For example, if we have the election vote, you can do. It's never represented to what I believe or what I think.
But in the end, it's the people that come with a statement for people in the department, and you might give good frames to them, but then still it's reached consensus within the crowd. So why not using it? Yeah, I see that you.
Iteration, and then we can make it.
Yeah, so we think it does stimulate it, but it brings very good frames to the policymaker.
All simplification again, because we're not limited to one word to actually describe the problem, which takes later 200 pages in a document.
Yes, you do, but you make sure it flows very quickly. So you get a lot of information around it, which is relevant, and also replies on those votes, which can be used as well. So you create a very rich pool of data, even though the votes look very simple.
And they're connected by topic, so you can get a whole list of statements that are about a topic using the hashtag. So using some data crunching, you can see within this topic, get more nuances than just one vote, or like one statement.
I mean, Twitter, I don't know worldwide how many users there are, but probably not representative group in the globe. How do you reach the non-Twitter people?
Yeah, we also incorporated an API where you can send text messages.
Yeah.
So you can send people the statement that is interesting for them, and they can reply with a text message. If you want to vote for or against.
Yeah. And we might also.
Who's going to send that then?
Our bot is going to send it.
Yeah?
Our automatic system is going to send it.
But you have the phone numbers of all the people worldwide.
Now they have to text us to activate us messaging them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll have to reach them first, and they should apply somehow, but they can work with us if they don't have Twitter.
Yeah, and we can make a Facebook API as well, but then we have to make sure that you cannot double vote. But then you can reach more people.
And who will be the perfect partner for you to bring this to Paris?
Yeah, we first want to see what happens, but we think about how would you call them?
NGOs?
Like NGOs or European Union to get the data that's relevant, so we can help them for that, and they provide us money.
The nice thing is, I think, is that this could be used in a whole other range of applications. So companies could also use it for conferences and internal voting. Maybe for them you could make it a service they pay for, and for the global thing it's for free.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
So now I would like to suggest that the audience goes have a drink in the other.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Well, have a drink, and well, the judges discuss.